What's going on, everybody? BrickBuilder here, and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft Vanilla Views, our 1.12 single-player survival Let's Play. And we have 13 diamond ores here that we must mine up with our Fortune 3 pickaxe here, Fortune's Fury, and see how many we can get. I'm hoping we can get at least 24. I feel like we're going to be able to achieve that goal with relative ease. Yep, there we go. Beautiful. Because we're going to need these. And today we're going to be crafting up some boots. And we actually have all the books already set out for 3 of the 4 pieces of armor. And the reason why I say that is I don't actually know if I'm going to be making a chest plate or not, being that there's not really much of a need for one at the moment. So we got to put these on in the proper order. This has to go last because I don't want Frostwalker. I want Depth Strider. I do want Fire Protection. And I do want this. Alright, so let's do that right there. That's going to give us Fire Protection, Thorns 2. Then we're going to put that on. That's going to give us a Depth Strider and Unbreaking. That's going to give us a Feather Falling. And then this should give us Mending. Correct. So now we have much better boots, which we're going to be using. And that's just a bit of a start right here. You know, just getting some better boots so we actually can, like, take fall damage. We also have tons of fish in here, which I've been smelting up that's kind of like backup food, you know, so that's definitely something worth collecting. Wow, there's this much. I wasn't even thinking that I put it all in all these furnaces, but I guess I did. So that is a ton more fish right there for resources go. We'll take a bit of that, and then we're going to throw the rest of it into our chest here. We've been really using this AFK fishing farm to get all our levels and whatnot, and I guess we'll get rid of some of these just uncooked stacked of fish. You know, we don't really need all that, so I'm okay with that. But now we're going to head over to our sandcastle project and work a bit more on it, being as it's kind of our first major build on the series here. And I did a bit of off-camera work. I did increase the walls quite a bit. And in addition to that, I also started working on this front gate situation here, which I am pretty happy with. I do like the design that this has. So we would work on this a lot more, but we don't really have much sandstone, so we're going to kind of have to fix that. And the problem has sort of been fixed. We've got a little less than 3 stacks right now. Definitely not a lot, but it's better than nothing. We're going to be increasing this just 1 more level for now. You know, we're just going to kind of work slow on this project, and we're probably going to do a lot of off-camera work with this project because it's just a project that's going to be very tedious, and you guys aren't going to really want to see a lot of the boring building parts of this, being as there will be quite a lot of them. So we're just going to go ahead and do something like this. But today's episode, we're going to be focusing on just kind of doing all the different little things. That's what we're going to be doing. And we'll throw another level on here. So, you know, we got our boots, which we needed, and we're going to be throwing a little bit of work on Project Sandcastle or whatnot. We almost just fell down. That would have been annoying. But we could survive it with our feather falling boots now, which is definitely a plus. But now that we've done this, we are going to go to the next little project that we need to do. Now, the next little project does take place in the town here, or a little bit of a spawn town or whatnot, but we have something pretty important here. So we have a sheep farm here, which we've been using. We have our tree farm over there, which, to be honest, is kind of just there just to be there, to be honest. To be realistic, it's just for mining wood. It's not there for aesthetics at all, because, to be honest, it doesn't look the greatest. But now what we got to do is back around here. We need to fill in some of this lake over here, and then we need to get a bit of a wheat farm down, because we definitely don't have enough of the food to breed up the sheep as much as I would like to. So we're just going to kind of cover up just a segment of the river here, or the lake or whatnot, and we're going to kind of make a lakeside form of a wheat farm here, but we're going to hope we have enough dirt to do this, because dirt is one of the resources that we're pretty limited in at the moment. We don't have nearly enough of it, so we're going to have to hope we have enough, and then we'll probably expand on the farm as we need more, and eventually we'll probably make a more fortified, much larger size farm in the future when we actually really need wheat as a whole. Right now we realistically only need it so we can get the wool from the sheep, because that's really all we're using them for. Like, we're not even killing the sheep really for food, because again, we have that AFK fishing farm, which we worked on in a previous episode, so there's no real reason for me to prioritize the actual wheat to be used for bread and whatnot, because we're not going to need bread for pretty much forever in the series, unless we decide that we're done with AFK fishing and whatnot. But I doubt that'll ever happen. And alright, we do have enough bits and pieces of dirt to get where we need to get. Now, do we have a water bucket in here? Indeed we do. Beautiful, because we're going to probably need that. But now we got to head on into the house over here. This house has like all of our junk items kind of just thrown into these chests. So we're going to have to get out all the seeds we got. There's some right there. We definitely have a lot of seeds though, which is going to be useful here for creating the farm of the size we want. Now the question is, where is our hoe at? I'm going to assume that that's in here. Yes, it is. Beautiful. It is in our ender chest, which is kind of like our main storage place for pretty much everything right now. So that's good. You know, glad we got that. But now what we got to do is get a bit of wheat just kind of thrown down here. So we're just going to kind of go like this, and we're just going to till as much of this as we possibly can. Basically, I just want to have a giant wheat field, and I think it's going to actually look pretty nice when done. And yeah, that's going to look great. So there we go. We're going to keep going here. We're not even close to having enough, even if we do all this, because we're going to need a lot of this stuff. Like, I need this stuff to come in fast enough that, like, we can breed tons of sheep, because ultimately, I'm probably going to be expanding the sheep farm, and by expanding it, I mean moving it to a much bigger area, because I'd like to have an area full of, like, probably over 100 or so sheep, just because, you know, that'll definitely be a very useful thing for when we need wool. Like, I'd like to be able to just go into the farm and be able to get, like, a stack or so of wool of, like, one particular color, like, super quickly. Or whether it be a stack or half a stack or whatnot, I just like to be able to quickly get a lot of a color, since we're going to be needing that quite a bit. And we're going to throw water right there, because I think we're going to want it there. And I don't know where else won't get hydrated, because if it won't get hydrated, then we're going to put water there. And then if there's anywhere with water around the water, we're going to throw more of the seeds, since we definitely want to make, like, this area look pretty big, very, like, full of wheat. And hopefully when the wheat is all grown, it'll look very cool as well. Although that's not really the top priority, is the looks. This is more about functionality here. But this is just a small thing that we could have done early game, but we really didn't do, because we didn't need it at the time. And now I feel like it's something we're going to need to kind of progress as far as the sheep are concerned. And also if we ever make a cow farm or whatnot, because we probably will do something like that. And I've been saying whatnot left and right. But so I'm just going to finish planting up this farm, and I'll come back to you guys with the next little thing that we have to do. I grabbed a bit of acacia wood, and our next thing that we need to do is down in the Mesa Biome. And this is just a small little thing that I really like to put in any world where I kind of harvest up lots of clay. And the Mesa, just because I think it looks a lot nicer from a survival standpoint, and being that the world is kind of focused on building, having something, even if it's small, just having something in the Mesa as kind of like a little bit of a gateway to our mining area is something that I really want to do. And it's just going to be this tiny little thing in the front that just is sort of there just to be there. But all these little builds really together come together, and that's what creates a world, basically. And that's like what adds to it, I think. When everything's all together, built and finished, I think it's going to look a whole lot better when we like actually explore this world and put it up for like download and whatnot. Having all these little builds here and there is just going to be so cool. But what we're going to do is we're going to expand this little opening area here a bit, since this is kind of where we've been doing the mining of our clay, although there is a lot of other stuff down here. You know, I'm not going to complain. There's definitely lots of stone and but it doesn't really make a difference. So, yeah. And now what we're going to do is right here, we're going to come up here. We're going to, like, break down this section of the mountain. And what we're going to do is right here, we're going to go up. We're going to go up 5 blocks. We're going to do the same right over here. There we go. Then we're going to go over 1 and go up 5. And also, I do like these feather falling boots. We're not taking, like, pretty much any damage. And here we're going to go up 6. But in reality, then we're going to come down here and we're going to break this. And then it's going to go right into the ground. And it's going to look a whole lot better like that than just covering a block in the front. Not really sure. It's just kind of like a little bit of a building tip there then. We're going to need a bit of planks. Here, there we go. To make some of these stairs. We're actually going to probably need more stairs than that. That probably won't be enough. So we'll go ahead and make some more. I mean, these will definitely have use in another build. You know, if we ever do like a saloon or whatnot in the future. That'll be pretty cool. I don't know. Should I do that? We could do like a Wild West section of the world if that's something we decide we really want to do. Then over here, we go ahead and do something like this. There we go. Then we go up. We're gonna go up like so. And we're gonna throw that right there just for a second. And no, I don't want my shovel in my offhand. That's kind of useless. We'll do that then. Let's go here. Give me a tad bit of slabs, because we are gonna need some slabs. Not too much slabbage, but we'll definitely need a little bit, you know, but at least it's better than some cabbage. I don't even know what I'm saying at this point. And there's some of that. Let's just go over here. Yes, do that sort of thing. And then, now, what I want to do is cha, 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 like this. There we go. And like so, like that. And then, we're going to go ba-bum, and ba-bum, bum, and ba-bum, and then we're going to go boom, 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 like that. So that's what we got so far. It looks pretty good from a distance. You know, you can see definitely very prominent little build right there. But then we're also going to throw a bit of a nice front section on this thing, which means we're going to need some of these. Probably a little bit more than that. We'll take 6. That should be enough, you know. This should be plenty here. And then we're going to need a bunch of gates. Gates are going to be what we need now. We'll just flat out make all this into planks. Yeah, there we go. We're going to need 4 of these. Beautiful. Like that. And then here's these. And we're just going to go kaboom. Not there. We don't want that there. And now the reason why we're going with the double gate is the double gate gives us lots of like little advantages. Specifically being that there's just the fact that we will now have the ability to, you know, if there was a mob inside, it'll be protected to the point where the mob won't be able to get out. And then we're going to go boom, and boom, boom, and... Alright, now these buttons are not going to work in this style of a build, being that they would never just put buttons on the outside just to put them. So we're not going to do that, but we definitely could have done something like that, and it probably would have worked out okay, but it just doesn't make a lot of sense, so I'd rather remove them, just not have them just to have them, you know? And let's throw that up there, but now we need a little bit of a walkway up here. We got to do something so this looks good and works. So we'll have to do like something like this and throw a little bit of this sort of thing here. Let's just get those on out. You know, just put a little bit of these just so like it looks like there's a bit of a path, you know, coming up leading you into this place. And we're gonna throw the path and have it go down like so to here. So it looks like you would do like something like this. Maybe throw a little bit more of these things in here and there, you know, throw a little bit of stairs as well. We just want to make something that's a little bit obvious, but not like overly annoying in the area. And then we just have a nice little gate, and then, ooh, leaves you into here. And then right there and right there will be those. And then on the inside here, you can mine up all your beautiful hardened clay. Now this little project will take like literally no time whatsoever, but I just want to shear up the sheep a bit. We got all different colors in here from breeding. We kind of started with an initial couple, but now that we've been breeding these guys up, we really got like every single color of wool basically in here, which I'm definitely pretty proud of because like it means less dye had to be used to actually do this, which is good from a survival standpoint. We do have a lot of extra black ones in here, I've noticed, and we'll probably swap those over to white in the future, being that I'd rather have more white wool that I can dye than have black wool that I can't. But if you want to look at this as our current wool quantities, these are going to be used for things such as flags on castles and whatever we really decide to do in the future. And then we got our arrows over here. Since I have infinity, I'm just going to go pop those in there. And yes, we do have 32 name tags. We actually have more from the thing known as AFK fishing. But now the next project, which is going to be the final one of today's episode, won't be finished, but it's going to be a pretty important one to the actual world as a whole, because it's going to help us with XP and whatnot. Over here, we got a bit of a zombie grinder. So that's definitely a big deal. What we need to do now is we need to make the walls of this like grinder slightly bigger so we can actually set it up. And what we need to do is you need to go out. We're going to be going out 6 blocks from the grinder here. That's how we're going to do this. So we already got 3. So 4, 5, 6. And at this point here, we're going to be good. And that's what we got to do. So we got to dig this whole thing out. That's definitely going to be a pretty big project we got to do, and we're going to just go up to the sky with it. Not necessarily saying we need to, but I'm just going to get rid of all the sandstone and whatnot. And we're going to really focus a lot more on this farm, not really depending on fall damage or anything, because we should always be able to kill them with like a stone sword. You know, we're always going to have the resources to be able to afford a stone sword. And that's 7, so we can actually stop right here. So let's just go ahead and throw that back up. And we're going to get rid of the little bit of sand that we have here. And so we currently have this area dug out. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And let's try not to suffocate from the sand. That'd be nice, you know? It hasn't happened where I've suffocated from the sand yet, but it has almost, actually. So I came over here with just a stone pickaxe and no armor and whatnot, because I didn't want to waste up what I had at the moment, like tool-wise, since we didn't have mending at that moment. So, yeah, what happened was there. I almost died, but we didn't. We still have only 1 death, which we did get from the nether, which happened a couple episodes ago. So if you want to check that out, feel free to. And let's keep on digging here. We got this, but what I think I'll do is I'm going to finish digging this off camera. So, and in the next episode, we're going to get working on our zombie grinder, or definitely very soon. So if you did enjoy, make sure to drop a like, and if you're out on either channel, subscribe. But these were a little bit of little projects that just had to get done, so we did them. And now in the next episode, expect some pretty cool things to be underway. So I'll see you guys then. Bye!